Trump backs down, unable to withstand social media backlash. Former U.S. President Donald Trump deleted a post about the election results from his Truth Social account after facing intense backlash on social media. Trump had shared a video on his social media platform, Truth Social, which implied he had won the 2024 U.S. presidential election. The post was removed 19 hours later due to the negative reactions to some of the language used in the video. The phrase Unified Reich, which means United Holy Empire, featured in the video, drew criticism for appearing to admire Nazi Germany. Comparisons were made between the video and the racist and anti-Semitic language found in Nazi leader Adolf Hitler's book Mein Kampf, which pressured Trump to retract the post. The video, which portrayed Trump as the winner of the presidential election, included headlines such as "What will happen in the US after Donald Trump wins?" and "Industrial power will significantly increase with the Unified Reich," along with claims that 15 million undocumented immigrants would be deported. These points were criticized by members of the Democratic Party. James Singer, a spokesperson for President Joe Biden's campaign, commented on social media platform X, saying, "Donald Trump is not playing games. He is explicitly stating what he plans to do if he regains power, governing America as a dictator with a unified Reich." Trump's campaign spokesperson, Caroline Levitt, told the U.S. media, "This was not a campaign video. It was created by a random account on the internet and was shared by a staff member who clearly missed the phrase while President Trump was in court." The controversial post was deleted after 19 hours. Trump has previously faced criticism for extreme rhetoric and for allegedly using language similar to that found in Hitler's Mein Kampf in his speeches. Accused of espionage, found dead in a park. Matthew Trickett, a former member of the Royal Navy and an immigration officer with the Home Office who was accused of espionage for the Hong Kong Intelligence Service, was found dead in a park. The 37-year-old Trickett lived in Maidenhead, a town in West London. He was found dead on Sunday in Grenfell Park in the same town. Thames Valley Regional Police stated that the cause of Trickett's death would be determined following an autopsy. According to a report by BBC Turkish, emergency medical intervention was performed when Trickett was found, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. Authorities have called on anyone who was in the park on Sunday and may have information about the incident to come forward. In a statement from Trickett's family, they expressed their grief, saying, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of our beloved son, brother, and family member Matthew, and requested privacy." Served 6 years in the Royal Navy, Trickett, who worked in the Home Office's Immigration Bureau, served as a soldier in the Royal Navy from 2007 to 2013. It was also disclosed that Trickett was associated with a private security firm named MTR Consultancy. Last week, Trickett, along with Chi Lung Wai and Chung Bu-yuen, was brought before the court under the national security law and accused of aiding Hong Kong intelligence. In court, the individuals were charged with collecting information and conducting surveillance that could benefit a foreign intelligence service between December 20th, 2023 and May 2nd, 2024. The suspects were accused of monitoring pro-democracy dissidents in the UK on behalf of Hong Kong intelligence. Another charge against them was breaking into a property in the UK on May 1st. Iranian President Raisi's funeral prayer, led by Khamenei. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei led the funeral prayer for Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi, Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdollahian, and other officials who died in a helicopter crash. The funeral prayer was held at Tehran University for President Raisi, Foreign Minister Amir Abdollahian, and other officials who died when their helicopter crashed on their return from a visit to Azerbaijan. Due to security measures, only a limited number of people were allowed to attend the funeral prayer led by Khamenei. Thousands of people who wanted to enter the prayer area waited at the university gates. Hundreds of thousands of people who wished to participate in the funeral ceremony at Azadi Square gathered at Engelab Square and the surrounding roads near the university. As the crowd grew and movement became difficult, officials directed the public from Azadi Street to Azadi Square, where the ceremony would take place. The crowd began marching towards the square. After the ceremony, President Raisi's body will be sent to the city of Mashhad, while Foreign Minister Amir Abdollahian's body will remain in Tehran for burial. The burial procedures will take place tomorrow following further ceremonies. Russia's threat to France over Ukraine. The Russian Foreign Ministry has issued a stern warning indicating that Russia will respond decisively if France sends troops to Ukraine. This statement was made by Artem Studenikov, director of the First European Department of the Russian Foreign Ministry. Speaking to RIA Novosti, Studenikov emphasized that Russia's response would not be limited to political measures. He highlighted that any retaliatory actions would extend beyond the political realm. Studenikov stated, "In the event of such a scenario, it is clear that our retaliatory measures will not remain solely in the political domain. We have repeatedly warned the French side directly about this." Despite French President Emmanuel Macron's increasingly aggressive rhetoric not being supported by EU and NATO allies or the majority of the French public, Studenikov asserted that Moscow could not ignore such statements. He questioned whether the French were ready to sacrifice lives for the interests of the neo-Nazi Ukrainian regime and its Anglo-Saxon overseers. He asked, "Are the French ready to die for the interests of the neo-Nazi Ukrainian regime and the Anglo-Saxons who control it? What will French officials tell the families of the victims?" Studenikov expressed hope that common sense, if not at least the instinct for self-preservation, would prevail in the French parliament. He concluded by reiterating that Russia is prepared for any development. Saudi Arabia and Japan establish Partnership Council. According to a report by the Saudi press agency, SPA, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida held a video conference meeting. During their discussion, the two leaders addressed several key issues, including the developments in the Gaza Strip since October 7, 2023, efforts to halt Israeli attacks, the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza, and support for the international recognition of an independent Palestinian state. The conversation also covered opportunities to enhance bilateral relations, regional and international developments, and corresponding initiatives. It was announced that a partnership council has been established between Saudi Arabia and Japan. Prime Minister Kishida expressed his gratitude to Saudi Arabia for ensuring a stable supply of crude oil to Japan. He emphasized his hope that Saudi Arabia would continue to play a leading role in stabilizing the global oil market and supporting global supply chains for clean energy. Crown Prince bin Salman reaffirmed Saudi Arabia's commitment to continue supplying crude oil to Japan. He also highlighted the kingdom's desire to enhance cooperation with Japan in various fields, including clean energy. Breaking news: Spain, Norway, and Ireland to recognize Palestine as an independent state. Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has announced that Spain will officially recognize the state of Palestine. This decision will be followed by Ireland and Norway, which have also declared their intention to recognize Palestinian statehood. In response, Israel has recalled its ambassadors from Norway and Ireland. Prime Minister Sanchez made the announcement during a parliamentary session, stating that Spain will recognize Palestine on May 28th. His speech was met with applause as he emphasized that the decision was driven by principles of peace, justice, and consistency. Sanchez underscored the necessity of respecting a two-state solution and ensuring mutual security guarantees. Sanchez criticized Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's actions in Gaza, condemning the ongoing bombings and humanitarian crises. He insisted on the need to avoid double standards between conflicts in Ukraine and Palestine, and clarified that recognizing Palestine is not an anti-Israel or pro-Hamas move, but a step toward regional peace and security. Irish Prime Minister Simon Harris also announced Ireland's decision to recognize Palestine, stressing that a two-state solution is the only credible path to peace. Speaking in Dublin, Harris emphasized the importance of a fair, sustainable, and comprehensive peace settlement, stating that recognizing Palestine is the right thing to do and should not be delayed indefinitely. Ireland's Foreign Minister, Micheál Martin, reiterated the country's commitment to supporting the equal rights and security of both Palestinian and Israeli people, setting the recognition date for May 28th. Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre confirmed that Norway will recognize Palestine by May 28th. He highlighted that recognizing Palestine is crucial for ending conflicts and achieving a lasting solution through a two-state approach. Støre emphasized that this step sends a strong message to other countries to follow suit, asserting that without a Palestinian state, there can be no two-state solution, and without a two-state solution, there can be no peace in the Middle East. These recognitions by Spain, Ireland, and Norway mark a significant diplomatic shift and a commitment to supporting a peaceful resolution in the Middle East. Only reliable path, Irish Prime Minister Simon Harris also stated that his country would officially recognize the state of Palestine. Speaking in Dublin, Harris emphasized that the two-state solution is the only reliable path for peace. Harris, who said we may be further than ever from a fair, sustainable, and comprehensive peace solution 30 years after the Oslo process, stressed that recognizing Palestine is the right thing to do and should not be delayed forever. Irish Foreign Minister Micheál Martin announced that Ireland would recognise Palestine on May 28. In a statement, Martin said, "Today, we clearly express our support for the equal security, dignity and right to self-determination of the people of Palestine and Israel." National broadcaster RTE and the Irish Times reported that Irish Prime Minister Simon Harris, Deputy Prime Minister Micheál Martin and Minister Eamon Ryan will announce Ireland's Palestine decision at a press conference, a precondition for achieving peace in the Middle East. Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre announced that Norway would recognize Palestine as a state by May 28. Støre stated that recognizing the state of Palestine is the only solution for ending conflicts and that a lasting solution can only be achieved through a two-state solution. Støre said that this step sends a strong message to other countries to follow Norway's lead. Norwegian Prime Minister, who said that Palestine is a prerequisite for achieving peace in the Middle East, in his statement emphasized that the people of Palestine have the right to self-determination and that Israelis and Palestinians have the right to live in peace in their own states. A statement from the Norwegian government said that there would be no peace in the Middle East without a two-state solution, and that a two-state solution could not exist without the recognition of the state of Palestine. According to Norwegian state television NRK and Aftenposten newspaper reports, the Norwegian government was reported to announce today that it had recognized Palestine as a state. You can subscribe to my channel for free to stay updated with the latest world news. Thank you.